Good morning. Now we're going to continue the conditionals. Here we have the second conditional and then the third conditional. Now, the second conditional, again, how do we form it? It's if past simple would plus infinitive. Or, as we said before with the zero and the first conditional, if may come in the middle. So we can put at the beginning would plus infinitive, and then if, and then past simple. Now, the uses. Here actually we have three uses. The first one, talking about imaginary situations. What's the meaning of imaginary situations? Something that you are dreaming about. For example, if I had a lot of money, I would buy a new car. If I say if I had a lot of money, I would buy a new car, it doesn't mean that I had in the past. Here it's just imagination. Another example here for an imaginary situation, if I had $10 million, I'd buy an island. So this is an imaginary situation, you're imagining. So if, past, and then here would plus infinitive. Alright, another use is situation not likely to happen. Not likely, it means not very possible. So if I ask you the question, what would you do if you saw a lion in the street? Is it likely to see a lion walking around in the street? Or what would you do if you found a snake in your desk? Is it common to find a snake? Is it likely to happen? So let's see an example. If I saw a lion in the street, I'd run away. So this is unlikely to happen. Again, it's if past simple, would plus infinitive. I would or I'd is the short form of I would. So I can write would or I can write the short form I'd run away. Alright, now the third one, which is very, very common to use, to give advice. To give advice using this form, if I were you. So if I say if I were you, I would study hard. I'm not you, but if I were you, it means if I were in your shoes. Okay? So it's the same meaning as if I were in your shoes, it means if I were you. So if I were you, I would study hard. I understand that this is giving advice. If I were you, I'd wear a coat. It's raining outside. So again, it's another piece of advice. If I were you, I'd obey my parents. Okay, so this is advice. So for advice, if I'll use this structure, if I were you, okay, or if I were in your shoes, I would study. Alright, so again, let's revise this. What are the three uses for the second conditional? It's imaginary situations, situations not likely to happen, and to give advice. And to give advice, usually this is the form if I were you. Alright. Pay attention that instead of putting would, as we said with the first conditional, but here instead of putting would, we can replace it by putting would or might. So I can say here, if I saw a lion, I could run away. Or if I saw a lion, I might run away. Alright, so instead of putting would, it may be could or might. That's about the second condition. Now, the third conditional is totally different. The third conditional, it's a little bit complicated. Here you have if, past perfect, and then you have would have plus past participle. So you have to remember the tenses. Again, if past perfect, would have plus past participle. Or of course you can put would have plus past participle at the beginning, and if, and then past perfect. Alright, we use it to talk about actions that are impossible to happen. They are impossible to happen. Why are they impossible to happen? Because the opposite already happened. So we cannot use it anymore. So let's see an example to understand. It was a wonderful party. It was a wonderful party. had had my camera, I would have taken some photos. If I had had my camera, this is the past perfect of verb to have, I would have taken some photos. Like, can I take some photos? Of course not, as it's irreversible. It's impossible. Why? Because it's already done. The party, it was a wonderful party. So I didn't have my camera actually. So it's a kind of regret. Here you're regretting that you didn't take your camera. Okay, so it's impossible to change the situation. Again, if I had had my camera, I would have taken some photos, but I didn't take my camera. And I didn't take any photos. Did you understand? This is number one. Another example. Yesterday the weather was terrible and you were very sorry for this. You wanted to go out. So you're regretting. You're upset about this. So you can say, if the weather hadn't been so bad, we could have gone out. So this is, if the weather hadn't been so bad. So it means that the weather was terrible. It was bad. If it hadn't been so bad, we could have gone out. Can we change the situation? Of course not, because that happened already. It was yesterday. So there is nothing to be done. I cannot change it. That's why we say impossible situations. Alright? So this is again, remember, if past perfect would have plus past participle. Alright? Now there is a point I have to note. We use the past perfect in the same way after I wish or I if only. If you want to express regret and you don't have to use the conditional, I can just say, I wish I had studied more. Instead of saying, if I had studied more, I would have passed the exam, which didn't happen. I can say, I wish I had studied more. So again, I regret. Because I failed as a result. Can anything be done about it? No. It is impossible because already you failed the exam. Or if only, when you express regret, if only I had studied more, it means you regret. Okay, so we can use the third condition, or you can replace it by using I wish or if only. These are different structures. Thank you for watching, and that's all about the conditionals. Goodbye.